Welcome back to Bahamian Mathematics. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share to see more videos just like this one. In today's video, we will be discovering algebraic substitution. This will involve replacing letters with numbers. Let's see how that works. If we wanted to replace sugar in our diet, we would use a substitute. In the same way, if our teacher was not at school, we would also have a substitute. Someone that takes the place of the original person. The teacher is replaced by the substitute teacher. And so what is substitution? It is simply replacing a variable or a letter with a constant or a number. And so we can use the example x equals 2. Everywhere we see x, we will replace with the number 2. Z equals minus 6. Wherever we see z, we replace it with minus 6. R equals 3 over 4. Everywhere that we see an r, we replace it or we substitute it with 3 over 4. This is substitution. So let's try simple substitution. If x equals 2, what would be the value of x plus 4? Well, everywhere we see x, we simply change the x, in this case, to a 2, because it is said that x equals 2 in this question. And so the next line down, step 2, we replace x with the number 2, and we keep the plus 4. And now in the third step, we have 2 plus 4 equals 6. How easy was that? Let's try another one. M equals 7 in this case. So everywhere we see M, we're going to replace it with the number 7. And in this question, 16 take away M. On step 2, we say 16 take away. Instead of M, we replace it, we substitute it with a 7. And now at the third step, 16 take away 7 is 9. And that is our answer. How about if d equals 5, what is the value of 8d? Now I don't see a sign between 8 and d, and that means that this is multiplication. When a term does not have a sign, we assume it to be multiplication. So 8d is really 8 times d. And so this gives us 8 times d in this case is 5, and our answer is 8 times 5 is 40. How about if h equals 12, what is the value of h divided by 2? Simply again, we replace the h with 12 to give us 12 divided by 2, and our answer in the third step is 6. Now let's use all four operations using the fact in this question that a is equal to 20, and b is equal to 4. Every place that we see a, we will replace it, we will substitute it with 20, and everywhere we see b, we will substitute it with the number 4. Let's look at a plus b, a minus b, ab, and a divided by b. So in the first one, a is 20 and b is 4, and so we replace the a with 20 plus 4, and 20 plus 4 gives us 24. That was easy. Now a minus b. A is 20, b is 4, and so we say 20 take away 4, and that leaves us with 16. How about ab? In the slide before, we said that if there is no sign between two letters, it is multiplication. So ab really means a times b, and so that gives us 20 times 4, which equals 80. And lastly, a divided by 4. A is 20, b is 4, so 20 divided by 4 gives us 5. And now we've used all four operations in substitution. Let's try another one. If h equals 9, what is the square root of h? We substitute h for 9, and so we now have the square root of 9, and we know the answer to that is plus or minus 3. How about if e equals 5, what is the value of e squared? We know e squared means e times e, and we replace the e with a 5, and so we have 5 squared, which is 5 times 5, which gives us 25. How about if p equals a half? What would be the value of 6p? Again, I don't see a sign, and so 6p really means 6 times p. And if we substitute, we get 6 times a half. And we know that 6 times a half is 3. How about if b equals 3 and c equals 4, what would be the value of 2b minus c? We have two letters now in the same expression, and so we do each one separately. We replace now the b with the number 3, and we know 2b means 2 times b, and so let's do that separately. 2 times 3, and then we subtract c, which is 4. And so 2 times 3 is 6, take away 4, leaves us with an answer of 2. Well done. How about if a equals 5 and d equals 10, what is the value of d over 2 plus 2a? Again, this is made up of two terms, d over 2 and plus 2a, which we have to replace separately. And so d is 10. We write 10 divided by 2 plus a is 2, and so 2 times a is 2 times 5. 10 divided by 2 is 5, and 2 times 5 is 10. So 5 plus 10 is equal to 15. Now let's look at some of our Bahamian money and pretend that the 1 cent is A, the 5 cent is B, the 10 cent is C, and the 25 cent or the quarter is D. And everywhere we see in the question A, we will replace it with a 1. Wherever we see B, we will replace it with 5. Wherever we see C, we replace it with 10. And wherever we see D, we replace with 25. And so we'll look at the questions 4A, 5C, 8B, and 3D. In each one of these, we don't see a sign, and we know that 4A means 4 times A, 5C means 5 times C, and so on. So let's replace this one. 4A is 4 times 1, and 4 times 1 is 4. How about 5C? 5 times C is 10, and so 5 times 10 is 50. How about 8B? This means 8 times B, and B is 5, and so 8 times 5 is 40. And the last one, 3D, means 3 times D, and D in this case is 25 cents. 3 times 25 is 75. Now let's look at these again, and instead of A, B, C, D, the 1 cent is going to be W, the 5 cent is going to be X, the 10 cent is Y, and the 25 cent is Z. And let's find out which one of these costs more. Z over 5, 15 over X, Y over 10, or 12 over W. We know that Z over 5, the line in between tells us this is division. And so Z is 25 divided by 5 gives us 5. The next one, 15 divided by X, we replace the X with 5. That gives us 15 divided by 5 is 3 cents. The third one, Y divided by 10. Y is 10, and so 10 divided by 10 gives us 1. And the last one, 12 over W, means 12 divided by, W is 1. 12 divided by 1 gives us 12. And we see that the last one is valued at 12 cents, which is the most. And now it's quiz time. Find the value if Y equals 3 and Z equals 6. Find the value of Y over Z. Time's up. The answer is, if Y is 3 and Z is 6, 3 divided by 6 is 1/2. Question 2. If G equals 6 and H equals 12, find the value of GH. Time's up. GH means 6 times 12, which is 72. Question 3. If n is 5 and m is 8, find the value of n minus m. Time's up. N is 5, take away, m is 8. What is 5 take away 8? It is minus 3. Question 4. If E is 0 and F is 1, find the value of 3E plus F. Time's up. 3E means 3 times 0. Anything times 0 is 0. Plus F is 1. And 0 plus 1 is 1. Last question. S equals 1 and T equals 3. Find the value of the square root of S plus T. Time's up. Did you get it? S is 1, T is 3, 1 plus 3 is 4, and the square root of 4 is plus or minus 2. And now you've solved the mystery of how to use algebraic substitution. Well done.